Not every invention is brilliant, not every leader is great, and not every criminal gets caught. Here are 7 of the worst failures in history.
Fast food chains don't always get it right. Here are the top 5 worst fast food fails. Yeah, McDonald's once tried selling lobster rolls. And people hated it. It was too expensive and didn't taste fresh at all. Burger King launched Satisfreeze, claiming they were healthier. But they cost more and tasted worse. So they failed fast. In the 1980s, Taco Bell thought seafood and Mexican food would go great together. Spoiler alert, it was a disaster. Before Chicken McNuggets, McDonald's tried onion nuggets. Deep-fried onions in nugget form. Nobody wanted them. Pizza and hot dogs? Sounds great. But shoving a hot dog into a pizza crust was too much for customers to handle. Which of these fast food fails do you think was the worst? Let us know in the comments. Follow for more crazy fails.
Some cars should have never been built. Here are the worst of all time. The Pontiac Aztek was a design nightmare and one of the biggest flops ever. Fiat Multipla had one of the weirdest designs ever. It looked like a frog on wheels. A 3-wheeled car that flipped over at every turn. Yep, that's the Reliant Robin. The Yugo was so bad that dealerships gave them away for free. The POP 50 was tiny, slow, and completely unsafe. The worst car ever made. Which car do you think is the worst? Comment below and don't forget to like and subscribe.
These tech disasters cost companies millions of dollars. Here are the top 5 worst tech fails in history. Apple thought people would buy a $10,000 golden Apple Watch. They didn't. The product was dead in just a year. Samsung's Galaxy Note 7 literally exploded in people's hands. It was so dangerous. Airlines banned it on flights. Samsung lost over $17 billion. Google Glass was supposed to be the future of smart eyewear, but the creepy built-in camera made people uncomfortable. And the $1,500 price tag didn't help either. Microsoft tried to compete with the iPod and failed hard. Nobody wanted the Zoom. It was officially dead by 2012. A $400 Wi-Fi juicer that required pre-packaged juice bags. People quickly realized they could just squeeze the bags by hand. And the company lost $120 million. Which of these tech disasters do you think was the worst? Let us know in the comments. Follow for more crazy business fails and shocking stories.
These inventions are so bad, you won't believe they exist. Not every invention is a success. Here are the top 5 worst inventions ever. In the 1930s, parents in big cities hung their babies in wire cages outside windows for fresh air. Yeah, this was real. In the 1970s, people actually paid money for a pet rock. It had no features, because it was literally just a rock in a box. Worried about wet shoes? Someone invented tiny shoe umbrellas. But surprise, they don't work. Too lazy to turn an ice cream cone? This motorized cone spins for you, because moving your hand is apparently too much work. Marketed as an exercise tool. This chair spun people wildly in circles. Instead of fitness, it mostly caused nausea. Which of these ridiculous inventions do you think was the worst? Let us know in the comments. Not all advertising campaigns are a success. Here are the top 5 worst advertising fails ever. Pepsi tried to unite people with a protest-themed ad featuring Kendall Jenner, but people saw it as tone-deaf and a total disaster. McDonald's UK launched an ad where a kid finds out he has something in common with his dead father. The backlash was immediate. Ford tried to hide a fatal flaw in their Pinto cars, until people found out they exploded on impact. Ford lost millions in lawsuits. Peloton made an ad where a husband gifts his wife a fitness bike, making it look like a hostage situation. The internet roasted them. Uber promised free flights to anyone who spent 100 pounds on their products, and lost millions when people flooded stores just to claim the deal. Which of these terrible ads do you think was the worst? Let us know in the comments.
Not every president was great. Some were total failures. Here are the top 5 worst U.S. presidents in history. Harding's presidency was filled with corruption. His officials stole millions in bribes, and his Teapot Dome scandal became one of the worst in U.S. history. Pierce divided the country by signing the Kansas-Nebraska Act, making slavery worse. Many believe he helped push the U.S. toward the Civil War. The Great Depression happened under Hoover's watch, and he did almost nothing to fix it. People were so poor. They lived in Hoovervilles, slums named after him. Johnson was the first U.S. president to be impeached. He vetoed civil rights laws and let the South rebuild its racist system after the Civil War. Buchanan sat back and did nothing while the U.S. fell apart. His inaction led directly to the Civil War, making him the worst president ever. Do you agree with this list? Or is there another president who was even worse? Tell us in the comments. These criminals committed horrible crimes and were never caught. Number 5. The Zodiac Killer. In the 1960s, he taunted police with cryptic letters and then vanished without a trace. Number 4. The Isdal Woman. A burned body, fake passports, coded notes. A real-life spy mystery from 1970. Number 3. D.B. Cooper. He hijacked a plane, stole $200,000, parachuted out, and was never seen again. Number 2. The Highway of Tears Killer. For decades, women have vanished on this highway, and the killer is still out there. Number 1. Jack the Ripper. In 1888, he terrorized London and remains the world's most infamous unidentified killer. Which case is the most terrifying? Let us know in the comments. Which of these was the worst? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more insane stories.